Welcome to Clint's Meadow of Doom. Here I'm the Smod Father checking in. I wanted to do a video today about Last.fm, which is one of my all-time favorite music sites. I used Last.fm to literally dive into stoner rock, underground music, bands that I never would have found or ever heard of before. Last.fm was the tool I used to get all that going way back in 2011, 2012. And without Last.fm, I don't think I ever would have been able to start this channel because it was just such an amazing website to allow me to find so much great music. So I wanted to do a little video, a shout-out video to Last.fm and show my profile and go over my charts. Last.fm is a scrobbling website where it tracks your listening habits. It tracks the music that you play, stream from different things like Spotify or from Last.fm on the site itself. You can play music and scrobble it right from the website. Most of the tracks are playable, although some of them are not. But a large portion of the tracks on the website are playable right on the website. And you can just link your Spotify, you can link your Windows Media Player library of music and scrobble right from your desktop. There's lots of ways to scrobble your plays onto Last.fm. So it's a great way to keep track of your music and organize your music and give a nice display of who you are musically and your taste and everything. I thought it'd be interesting to show my profile, which I've had since 2009. So that is what I'm showing in this video today. And I just wanted to show off my artists, my charts, and how many scrobbles of each, and kind of go over it. My last scrobbles were My Bloody Valentine's Loveless, because it was just Valentine's Day, and that's a great album for Valentine's Day. And I love shoegaze. I absolutely love shoegaze, and My Bloody Valentine Loveless is such a classic album with that fuzz-drenched guitar, a lot of distortion, wall of sound, wall of fuzz. Shoegaze is just really, really great. And so I was listening to My Bloody Valentine. You can see here, I listened to the whole album and scrobbled it. So you can just see this library here, and you can see the date and what was scrobbled and the time. I had Butthole Surfers and a lot of noise rock, Laughing Hyenas. Laughing Hyenas is a great noise rock band, really underrated. So Laughing Hyenas is pretty sweet. I was doing Mastodon before that, Blood Mountain. So you basically are just able to keep track of your listening chart, which is really cool for me. I love to be able to keep track of that. Some of us are really into that, organization and charting and mapping and stuff. And this site was a godsend for that. It is so nice to be able to keep track of your artists and have it all in one place, have it all mapped out for you. And each artist has its own page. So if you click on it, it gives you photos that you can go through. It gives you scrobbles. It tells you how many scrobbles right here. I've scrobbled My Bloody Valentine 103 times. And if you click on that, it'll give you a breakdown of how many scrobbles each year. And it also tells you a little bio of the artist here. Tells you the years they were active. Here's the big most viewed tracks. You can do most listened tracks, most scrobbled tracks, last 7 days, or all time, or 30 days. You can see When You Sleep is the most scrobbled track. Only Shallow is number 2. And you can even interact and leave a shout on all these pages and interact with other people. You can leave lots of comments on all these pages, even each individual song. You can go leave a personalized shout for that song. You can go discuss. So it's a great place to interact with other music fans and discuss music. It's kind of like social media for a music fan. It's like Facebook for music fans. You get a personalized profile, and you get each page for all these artists. You get to go and interact with other music fans, leave comments, and really build a nice personalized experience. I've scrobbled 76,696 scrobbles. since 2009. That's 14 tracks per day. 1,871 artists. Here you've got, followers and followings. So it's like a Twitter or Facebook in that regard. These are your friends or followers. And you can go to their profiles, check out you can go and check out them and go see what they have been scrobbling. And it also tells you the compatibility level with followers. Super. So this person has 12,000 artists and 312,000 scrobbles since 2018, so they're putting me to shame. Kind of embarrassing, but some people leave stuff scrobbling all day long. I mean, they just open their computer and have something scrobbling all day long. Me, I don't do that. I just scrobble whatever I'm immediately listening to on my computer, and it doesn't keep track of what I play, in my car or on my MP3 player. It only keeps track of really what I play on Spotify and on Last.fm itself. Not even my personal music collection on a computer scrobbles to hear. I used to do that on my old computer, but not anymore. Now it's just on Spotify or on the site itself. So I don't scrobble nearly as much as I used to. But here you can see people's, scrobble history and check out their charts. I want to show you my charts here, all time. So as you can see, it tells you how many scrobbles you've had each year. So as you can see, I used to scrobble a lot more about 10 years ago. I have 15,000 scrobbles in 2012, 9,000 in 2013, 6,000 in 2014, almost 7,000 that year. Big drop off. Didn't scrobble much in 2015. Not sure why. Maybe because I was busy starting SMOD back then. So I don't scrobble as much. Honestly, the website is not as good as it used to be. Last.fm has kind of went downhill. They've made some major changes to it. They made a major change to it back in 2014. And that may have been one of the main reasons I stopped such a drastic change and such a drastic reduction that next year, is because they changed the layout of the website. And it really interrupted and disrupted my ability to use the website properly. It took a while to get used to the change. They changed the whole layout of the website. It used to be a lot better, the layout. They also took away the radio options where it would have pretty much every song on Last.fm itself. It had a massive library of songs on Last.fm itself that you could stream. And now it only links certain tracks. Again, most of them are still there, but there's quite a few that are missing that are unavailable to play on Last.fm. And it links to mostly it links to a YouTube video of the song, so it just pops up YouTube and plays it that way through a YouTube video, which also often has sketchy quality. You'll get a sketchy quality of it come up on your screen when you're playing it, which will be annoying. Sometimes you get a live recording come up when you're trying to scrobble the normal version. So I've really kind of transferred over to just using Spotify to scrobble to my Last.fm, because Last.fm's YouTube scrobbling kind of has so much, they just don't have it regulated very well, and there's a lot of stuff missing as well. Our Last.fm got rid of the whole system of having all the songs right here on Last.fm and having it pop up like a radio, like satellite radio, or like a Spotify basically. It was like a Spotify back then. It was basically like Spotify, only you had a really great layout here, like social media, a lot of personalization, a lot of interaction with other people on here. It really was a really great music website. It still is, but it's definitely not what it used to be. But I want to just go over my charts real quick. A lot of the charts here reflect some of the music I was listening to very heavily 10 to 15 years ago when I was a teenager. So there's a lot of stuff on here like more radio type music, more of like mainstream metal. But I have Soundgarden at number 1 with 2,177 scrobbles. I've always been a big grunge fan, big 90s music fan. I got Alice in Chains at number 4 with 1,646 scrobbles. So my two favorite grunge bands are right there. I got Clutch, a great band, one of my favorites, 2,000 scrobbles. Captain Beefheart and his Magic Band, 1,673 scrobbles. Captain Beefheart is an absolutely insane psychedelic avant-garde band from the 60s and 70s and early 80s. If you haven't heard Captain Beefheart and his Magic Band, you're missing out on some pretty sweet stuff. Of course, Melvins, we come in with some stoner doom, finally, with the Melvins here at number 5, 1,546 scrobbles. Got Down as well, which is another sludgy stoner type band with Phil Anselmo from Pantera singing on it, 1,346. I got Black Label Society and Lamb of God, again, a couple more more groove metal oriented type bands, and more of a mainstream metal type of stuff. Pantera as well. I was big into Pantera. It was like my favorite band when I was first starting out on Last FM back in 2009. So I have a lot of Pantera Scrobble, but I don't Scrobble them nearly as much as I used to. I got Corrosion of Conformity as well. So a lot of Southern sludge and Southern metal and groove metal on here as well. Danzig. I got White Zombie. So as you see, a lot of 90s bands. I'm really a 90s music fan. I got Tool. So these are all 900, almost 1,000 Scrobbles. The Jimi Hendrix Experience. Here's some older music. Got a lot of 70s and 60s stuff as well, but a lot of 90s. Here's another one, the Smashing Pumpkins, another kind of shoegazy type of band. I'm really a fan of mainly the early albums of Smashing Pumpkins. Most of the Scrobbles there are Siamese Dream and Gish. Monster Magnet was a major influence on starting the channel. I got 788 Scrobbles of them. I got Deftones. Got a lot of alt metal on here too. Alt metal is a really great genre. You can see my charts are quite varied here. I don't really listen to Rage Against the Machine anymore, but I was a huge fan of them back in the day. Blind Melon, another grunge band, alt band from the 90s. Screaming Trees, the same way, another alt band. Days of the New, another alt band from the 90s. Lots of alt and grunge from the 90s. Nine Inch Nails, got some industrial stuff as well. Helmet is obviously a noise rock / alternative band from the 90s as well. And there's Crowbar, nice sludge band. Soylent Green, another sludgy band from the South. A lot of Southern sludge. Acid Bath, there's 3 straight Southern sludge bands in a row there. So we're still up 500, 600 Scrobbles. Grand Magus is a doom band. Baroness, however you say that, sludge band. Truck Fighters comes in at 39. There's a band that I found them on this website, I believe, and the space profile of the Gravity X artwork really caught my eye and really made me in love with stoner and desert and space-themed rock. And that really launched my love for stoner rock and what would become this channel back in the day. About 2013 or so, I really got into a lot of that on here. Found a lot of bands off of there. The cool feature, before I show you the little bit more here, is, shows you the albums and the artwork here. So, of course, you see the artwork of certain albums and it really catches your eye. Cool thing is that they've got similar artists that you can click on, and it just has this huge list of similar artists that you can go through. And this is how I found a lot of stuff that I never would have found otherwise. And you can just go through page after page after page of similar artists. I found Asteroid on Last FM, I'm pretty sure. Bands like Cadaver, and these are probably bands that I found on Last FM. There's lots of great bands. So you go to any band profile, and they'll give you tons of similar bands that you can go check out if you haven't heard them. If you have the time to invest into music discovery, you can find just about any band on here. Harvey Milk, great sludge band, another sludgy, doomy band. Color Haze, of course, no explanation needed there. They were getting into some more stoner rock, psych rock. Dead Meadow, a band that really influenced my channel. Godsmack, not one I listen to much anymore, but of course when I was 17, I listened to them quite often. Red Hot Chili Peppers, same way, another band from the teen years. You can kind of pick out the bands from the teen years. There's Black Sabbath and Bongzilla, some stoner doomy type bands there. Tad, Electric Wizard, Cows, a big variation, but about any rock and metal you can think of, I have a large Scrobble base. I'm just a music lover. All different types of rock and metal I'm into. Volbeat, Fudge Tunnel, Typo Negative, Witchcraft. So, you got noise rock and alternative metal. You've got doomy metal from the Typo Negative, the goth and doom metal from them. Witchcraft, of course, the retro band from Sweden that made a lot of great garage-sounding, 70s-sounding rock in the 2000s. Pagan Altar, Doom, Boris, Doom, Caius, Fu Manchu, 200, 300 Scrobbles of these bands. These are bands I started to listen to and Scrobble a little bit later, and of course when my decline in listening on this website, the decline in Scrobbles overall means that these stoner bands are a little bit lower on the charts than they really otherwise would be. Spirit Craven's a great band, Spiritual Beggars. Howlin' Wolf got some blues on here as well. Got the Butthole Surfers, great noise rock type band, alt metal type band, really weird band, but they're really great. The Flaming Lips, they have some good stuff. Jane's Addiction, Church of Misery, of course, the Japanese guys with their great sludge and doom. Really some of the best riff writers in the history of music. Got Stone Jesus, The Sword, Grunge Truck's another grunge band. J.J. Cale, a really great old blues artist, solo artist. He's really, really good. Unsane, another noise rock band. I Hate God, of course, Sludge. Buckethead's a great artist. I'm sure you've heard of him. Of course, we got Sleep. So, Alabama Thunder Pussy. And yes, Creed. I was a big fan of Creed when I was a teenager as well, but I don't listen to them much anymore either. Fear Factory is a good industrial band. So there's my top 100. And it just keeps going with the same overall theme. A lot of mix of 70s and 90s music in here. Those are the two main eras of music that I was a huge fan of. Blue Oyster Cult, A Perfect Circle, some more new metal, Chevelle and Korn, Shinedown. Again, more bands that I used to listen to, but don't anymore, showing up in the charts. All Them Witches is here, though. The Birthday Party, a lot of alt and noise type rock. Budgie, 70s, great 70s band. Wicked Lady, another early 70s stoner, occult proto-stoner band. Sir Lord Baltimore the same way. Dozer, Captain Beyond, same proto-stoner type stuff. Amon Duel, great krautrock. There's a lot of krautrock on here as well. Muddy Waters, more blues. Brant Bjork, of course, from Caius. Asteroid, a great stoner rock band. Minutemen, Faith No More, Pentagram. The Machine, of course. They're a great jam psych band. Witchfinder General, Killdozer, Rollins Band, Sirathungal, The Mothers of Invention, Cherubs, all different types of rock and metal. Los Natas, Witch, 35007, a great band from the Netherlands that plays psych, nice psych and spacey. Uncle Acid and the Deadbeats, Graveyard, another occult band. Atomic Bitchwax, Failure's a great band. Quicksand's good. Slim Whitman's an old country artist that's really good. Chrome is a really underrated band. Noise rock band, kind of a noise rock alt band from the 70s, late 70s and early 80s. They made some really freaky robotic sounding rock back then. Really good stuff, especially Alien Soundtrack. Check out Alien Soundtrack by Chrome. Really great album. Can, another famous krautrock band. Dinosaur Jr. Yeah, those are the top artists, top 200. Now I could keep going, but I don't want the video to get too long. But you can even check out the top played, top scrobbled albums list and check out your top scrobbled albums. So NOLA, of course, one of my favorite albums of all time. Bad Motor Finger. So you can scrobble your library. You can scrobble recommendations that they give you based on your library, things they think you'll like. So you can do a mix, kind of mix up your library, play it kind of like a mix like you could on Spotify. So how many of you are into this website, last.fm? So if you have this website, if you have a profile on here, hey, check me out on here. I'll put a link to my Last.fm account. Give me a follow, give me a shout out. Clint Bede 6793, which is my birthday. So give me a follow if you have Last.fm. Thanks for watching, everybody. I will talk to you soon. Doom on.